Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel where we discuss things pertaining to the mind and we give different thoughts to issues. So this evening I welcome each and everyone to the show. We are looking at the price of corruption in Ghana and maybe in other part of Africa. If you are watching in other part of Africa, you can bring your comments. The price of corruption and political sin in Ghana compared to the US. Yes, so tonight that is what we're going to look at. So please, if you're interested in knowing the price of corruption in Ghana compared to the United States and any other country, you can share. Forgive me, I mostly have to do videos in English because I have other audience who are not Ghanaians, who don't understand Twi. So forgive me. Yeah. So I've been wanting to do this video for a long time, but then I said to myself that if I'm not able to do this video today, I can do it any other day. Yes. Tomorrow is the trial day for Donald Trump, the former president of the United States of America. And I was sitting down and thinking that, look, what's going on here? Because I'm from Africa, I'm in Ghana, where in our constitution, a president cannot be sent to court even after he has finished his tenure of presidency. That's when he's no more a president. It has to take a certain number of years before that somebody can take the president to court, or the state can take the president to court. And I was thinking that a president just finished his tenure in the US, that's Donald Trump, and he's going to face a trial. Yes, you may say that that is not in a courtroom, but the Senate has the powers of a court. Just like in Ghana, the Special Prosecutor's Office, holds the power just like a high court, or I don't know the equivalent, but it has the power of a court of competent jurisdiction. So the Senate of the United States of America has the same power to try Donald Trump. And after the trials, members of Senate are going to vote to say he's guilty or not. We'll come to that. So let's look at how cheap the price of corruption is in Ghana. Now, when I say the price of corruption or political sin, what do I mean? The price of corruption is when a politician has done something bad, has meddled him or herself in a corruptible act. When a politician has done something that goes against the citizenry, and the kind of punishment we give to the politician, or even let's look at, we shouldn't go to the politician themselves. Let's look at friends of the politicians, sympathizers of the politicians. Let's ask ourselves this question: can you imagine that as our president, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, is in power, there will be an issue that Parliament need to vote for the president to be tried in a court? Can you imagine that it will happen? Or can you imagine that President Mahama, when he was in power, when he was a president, can be sent to court? Or let's imagine a full soldier of NDC or MPP going to court and the president will not intervene, or being found to have done something wrong in the administration. I'll give two examples because I know our viewers out there are politically impatient. Majority of us are politically, I don't know what the word to use, emotional. We are emotional towards our parties. We're emotional towards our NDC and NPP. You can touch somebody but never touches NDC or MPP. So anytime I'm doing my teachers or shows, I give examples from both, because both the NDC are the same. So it doesn't matter who is in power. Whatever you find in the other party, you find in another when they are in power. So I'm giving 2 examples. Look at how President Mahama handled the Muntie 3. Those of you who don't know the Muntie 3 were 3 radio commentators who said something bad about Supreme Court judges, female Supreme Court judges, and they were sentenced into prison for, I think, a term of 6 months or something. They were found contempt of court, and they were sentenced into prison. And the party members pressurized the president, then President Mahama, to give them amnesty before they could serve their term. That is how cheap the price of corruption, the price of corruption is in Ghana. Let's look at the number of people who have been found guilty on camera by Anas Aremia Anas under Nana Akufo-Addo. But he's passed all of them. All of them are not guilty. The worst that could happen to some of them, the guy who was found in the videos of the Galamsey videos, you understand? The worst that happened to him was to resign, was to go and sit home. Let's look at Carlos Ahinkra. Carlos Ahinkra got COVID-19. He was COVID-19 positive and went out to campaign, went to the campaign grounds to interact with his party members. At a time when the president has sent a bill, an act to be sent to Parliament to pass a law to criminalize anyone who goes out in public at that time, or who organized a public event where there was even a sports fan. But Carlos Ahinkra, being a member of Parliament for the government in power, went out to have interaction with his party member while he was COVID-19 positive. But nothing happened. That's how cheap the price of corruption, the price of impunity, the price of political sin is in Ghana. Look at what happened on the 6th of January 2021 in Parliament, by both sides of Parliament, the NDC members of Parliament and the NPP members of Parliament. The disgraceful act they put up, but for me, I know that that was a play, that was a drama that both the NDC and NPP leadership in Parliament sat down to bring out. So I don't worry too much about that. But if anything that he did there was done by an ordinary citizen of Ghana, he would be in jail by now. But nothing happened to them. That is how cheap corruption, that is how cheap nepotism, that is how cheap impunity is in Ghana. Let me give you a final example of how cheap political sins are in Ghana. At the same time that government of Ghana in 2020 passed a law to ban churches from organizing churches or ban any public gathering, a pastor in Kumasi was found having his church service, and he was arrested and sent to jail for, I think, 4 months or something, as something to be corrected. It was around the same time that Carlos Ahinkra went out to have interaction with his party faithfuls. But what happened? Nothing happened, because political corruption is cheap in Ghana, and corruption is cheap for political leaders, for the elites. If you are a high-ranking member of the NDC, if you are a high-ranking member of the MPP, it doesn't matter whether your party is in power or not. You can do things that ordinary citizens will go to jail for and go scot-free. Sometimes they arrest one or two people for gimmicks. And I'm going to go to the US, and you see that the price of corruption, the price of sin, political sin, is cheaper in Ghana. And I know you have your examples You can bring out the examples. Okay? Now, let's go to the US and see how expensive public service is, how expensive political sin, how expensive crime, how expensive corruption can be or is in the US. I'm not saying this to say that the US is a holy land. No. In the first place, corruption is not a Ghanaian word. Corruption is an English word. And the Americans, the white Americans, are British. They are English people. Okay? So, for them to have the name of that act, they may be practicing it at the highest level. And they have bigger institutions, yes. And that is why they've made politics, corruption, and political sin expensive. So that, yes, people will try to engage in corruption. But if you are caught, you face the law. So now let's go to the United States of America 2021. Donald Trump is the first president of the United States in history to be impeached twice. I did a video when I was in Draboso talking about that incident, how Donald Trump has been impeached twice. Okay, and I explained that in the US, the impeachment process has, there are two processes for the impeachment in US. First, you have to be sent to the House of Congress, and members of Congress will vote to impeach you. When the members impeach you, the impeachment article will be sent to Senate. So the US lawmaking body is two. They have a bicameral parliament or house. They have the Congress and the Senate. So when you are found guilty or members of Congress vote to impeach you, now your impeachment process moves to the Senate. And when you are found guilty by the Senate, then if you are president sitting in office, you'll be removed from office. Now, it has become a constitutional battle in the US, and tomorrow in Senate, I think that will be one of Donald Trump's lawyer's case. Somebody says it's time for being clear on both the NDC and NPP. Of course, I can give you 100 cases, 50 of them belonging to NDC, 50 of them belonging to NPP, where people have violated laws, but they are left to go. So in Ghana, instead of we practicing rule of law, we practice rule of lawyers. When an ordinary citizen like you and I violate a law, they use rule of law to convict us, to send us to prison or punish us. When a political elite violate a law in Ghana, they use rule of lawyers. Okay? Yes. So that is the difference. Now, let's go to the US. Donald Trump has been impeached, and tomorrow he will be sent to the Senate to face trial. And as I said, if members of Congress, Senate vote, the majority vote for impeachment, Donald Trump will cease to hold any public office for the rest of his life in the US. Come to Ghana. When a president is in power, you cannot try him. The only one that I know, the only process that I know in Ghana that you can try a president is through impeachment. But even that is difficult to happen. It will never happen because mostly our parliament, always the government that wins elections carries the majority in parliament. And therefore, how political our parliament is, no government, neither the NDC or the NPP, will sit down for their president to be impeached whilst in power. So for that one, let's forget about it. The immunity that the president of Ghana has, the American president can only dream to have half of it. An American president can only dream to have the immunity that a Ghanaian president has. In other words, the Ghanaian president is protected from facing trial when he does something wrong as a president more than the president of the United States of America. The people who claim to have started democracy after the Greeks brought it out. Okay? In Ghana, when somebody becomes a president, right now President Mahama has a lot of immunity. And if you could remember, Martin Abidu said in his report that President Mahama is guilty of some issues, but because he's running for president and he's a former president, he's overlooking it. He's not just overlooking it. President Mahama has quite a number of immunity. And when a Ghana president finishes his tenure of office, he's also immune for a certain number of years before somebody can take him or her to court. That's great and a powerful immunity. But in the US, the moment you leave office, if somebody has a case against you, they can take you to court. If the state has a case against you, they can take you to court. There are some issues that if a president, whilst he was in power, engaged him or herself in some criminal or civil wrongs, he or she can get a presidential pardon. And I think from the look of things, listen to an analyst, President Donald Trump has given himself a secret pardon, because Donald Trump gave about 143 people or 47 people, I stand to be corrected, presidential pardon before he left office, which include one of our favorite rappers, rapper Lil Wayne. Yes. Now, let me give you an instance that it will shock you, that it will never happen in Ghana. What I'm about to describe to you, in Ghana, we say it's impossible. If you're not a Ghanaian and you hear impossible, yes, find a Ghanaian to explain to you what impossible means. That's the highest level of impossibility. That's impossible. You can quote me anywhere. The highest level of impossibility in Ghanaian English terms is impossible. So there's this man called Michael Cohen. Michael Cohen. Michael Cohen, I would say he was Donald Trump's fixer. I can say that Michael Cohen was the man who protected and guided Donald Trump to become a president. Michael Cohen was Donald Trump's lawyer for 10 good years and over. Okay? But Michael Cohen was jailed in 2019 under the auspices of President Donald Trump. So imagine a former lawyer of Nana Akufo-Addo being sent to court and jailed under Nana Akufo-Addo's government. Or imagine a former lawyer of former President John Dramani Mahama, who has been found to have done something wrong or engaged in a corruptible act. And imagine if President Mahama and his party will sit down for that man to go to jail. The best they will do is, yes, they will let the process go. We will go to court. They will give you amnesty to slap the citizen in the face that, yes, power is in our hands. And I'll give you examples. Look, there's no way Kwesi Nyantakyi will sit at home or will not face the laws of any country apart from Ghana. Kwesi Nyantakyi would have gone to jail or pay a penalty or a price in the UK, US, elsewhere. But in a country where the price of corruption is cheap, Kwesi Nyantakyi, the only punishment he got is from FIFA. And Ghana is trying to tell us that FIFA does not know law than Ghana. I'm not saying FIFA should know everything than Ghana, but the body that will regulate football and football activities. Guilty to that, they banned him for life from not participating in any football activity. But Ghana says they have no case against him. That is how cheap the price of corruption and impunity in Ghana. Okay? So Michael Cohen was Donald Trump president. If those of you who follow US politics, you remember the case against Donald Trump that he had an affair with a prostitute. And when Donald Trump was trying to run for president, this porn star, he wasn't a prostitute, he was a porn star. Sorry, this porn star was trying to worry Donald Trump, blackmail Donald Trump with their sexual affair. So Donald Trump employed his former lawyer, Michael Cohen, to settle the woman. And after President Donald Trump has become a president, investigators found out that Michael Cohen was guilty by paying the money through illegal means, like money laundering, to the porn star to kill the case so that Donald Trump will not be scandalized. When they found out that the man was jailed, and do you know that he wasn't only jailed, the man has been stripped of his law certificates. So he was sentenced to 3 years in jail. That's a lawyer. After the 3 years in jail, he cannot practice as a lawyer again. That's how expensive the price of corruption and nepotism, impunity is in the US. Even though the US, to me, has a lot of things politically, government, administration-wise, that I don't agree with the US when it comes to the way they run their system, where lobbying is legalized and anyone can lobby anything as long as you have money. That's something we call revolving doors in politics, in US politics. One day I'll have time and talk about that. But at least they show something that they are making the price of corruption quite expensive, so that many people stay away from it. But in Ghana, it's the opposite. As I've mentioned in one of my presentations before, a country in which corruption is seen as a misdemeanor. Clap for Ghana. Clap for Ghana. In your country called Ghana, in my country called Ghana, in our country called Ghana, corruption is called or defined in our constitution as misdemeanor. Okay? So now, let's look at another way corruption is cheap in Ghana by political leaders and their followers. On the 6th of January 2021, Donald Trump had a big rally and charged his party supporters and his fanatics that they should go to the capital. The capital in Ghana will be the Parliament House. That's the House of Congress, to stop this and fight for the freedom, according to Donald Trump, the freedom of democracy and the freedom of US. And say, go out and fight. Fight like hell. If you don't fight like hell, we will not have America. And said, go, I'll be with you there. He sent the people, they went, they ransacked the capital. And he never was seen there. Now, police arrested a lot of the rioters. And now, they are standing trial. So quick, they are standing trial. And many of the people are saying that we engaged in that that riot because we were listening to the voice of the president. At the time, Donald Trump was still the president. So they say they felt America was under attack and they had to go to the Capitol, that is the House of Congress, to defend America. So they did what they did by listening to the words of their presidents. That's ignorant of the law, and it doesn't fly in the law courts. Now, Donald Trump is going to be tried tomorrow at the Senate for inciting his party soldiers, his party faithfuls, to go and demonstrate and destroy and harm human lives at the Capitol. Imagine that in Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo stand and make, and I know, as worst as I know our system is, I'm not sure Nana Akufo-Addo is going to incite his supporters to go and storm parliament. Okay, yes, even though they did a similar thing during the 2012 elections before they went to court, and you saw the NDC doing the same, burning tires before they went to court. Okay. Now the US is going to try Donald Trump, even though he's no more a president. They are going to try him in Senate, and if he is found guilty by the vote that will be counted in Senate after the trial, Donald Trump will cease to hold any public office for the rest of his life in the US. That is a big punishment. And as we all know, Donald Trump will want to run again as presidential candidate in 2024. And if this trial goes against him, he's going to lose the opportunity of standing as presidential candidate for the Republicans. But that is quite a difficult one. Another day, for those of you who love to learn about politics, I'll come and explain why the Congress, which is dominated by Republicans, Donald Trump's political party, may support the Joe Biden's party, which is the Democrats, to vote against Donald Trump to be impeached, and why they might not do that. There's a lot at stake there. There are some members of Democrats who feel that if Donald Trump is not impeached, he will hijack their party. And what he has done, now there are a lot of people who have regretted listening to Donald Trump's conspiracy theories. Okay? And there are some that say that no, the man has become the face, the symbol of our party. And if we do not support him and we vote for him to be impeached, he can incite the party full soldiers against the party, that's the Republican Party. So that is another issue for the Republicans to deal with in the trial of Donald Trump. Now, there's a saying that justice delayed is justice denied. That is also how cheap corruption, nepotism, impunity is in Ghana. We were all here when a sitting member of parliament, J.B. Adu Dankwa, was murdered in cold blood. It's almost 5 years, and nothing substantially has happened. We were here when Fenech Ochre, Kwauke's former manager, was killed. Nothing has been done. That is justice delayed, and that translates into how cheap political sin, how cheap crime is in our country. Let me say how cheap crime is in Ghana. Justice delayed is justice denied. In the US, when Donald Trump, former President Donald Trump, felt that the election has been rigged, according to him, that he has been cheated, within 1 week, 35 cases were filed and were tried. Within 1 week, the US system was able to trial 36 cases. Donald Trump won 2 of them, and one of the cases, they said they should go and count a state, the vote in a state. And when they did a recount, Donald Trump lost. So technically, Donald Trump filed 36 cases and lost 35. and won. Within 1 week, they were able to trial 36 cases. Imagine that in Ghana. So in Ghana, people have a lot of issues. People have cases that they should take to court. But you know what? They won't go. Because there's a saying that the wheels of the law move slowly, which is bad. Which goes against the case that justice delayed is justice denied. Someone says, please compare Ghana to Rwanda and other countries, not US. When I want to compare Rwanda to Ghana, I'll compare Rwanda to Ghana on the scale of development. Okay? Development, economic well-being of their citizens. Yeah, I'm talking about justice here. Because Ghana, we brag in the eyes of the international community, we are up there. But no. You cannot try a certain president in Ghana. We cannot try a former president unless there's a certain number of years before you can try the president. And even it comes with a lot of hindrances. Because the immunity, I think the 1992 constitution should be called the immunity constitution of Ghana. Because the immunity in the 1992 constitution for Article 71 holders is gargantuan. You understand? So that's the thing. My next video, I'll do a video. I'm waiting to get a software, and when I get the software, I'll do that video about former presidents and their alleged children. Do you know that former president Thomas Jefferson of the United States, the third president of the US, had babies with a slave, and now their descendants have come to reunite, they have come to unite, you know, and DNA tests after about 20 years have come to prove that the black children were indeed descendants of former President Thomas Jefferson. But look at what is happening with our former President J.J. Rawlings. So when I'm done with that video, you realize that it's a common thing. It's a common thing for the president to indulge in extramarital affairs. It's a common thing. But in a different way, though the resistance the Rawlings alleged children are facing in Ghana is going on in the US, but there's a big openness. Sometimes there's a room for roundtable discussion, unlike ours. Okay, so in wrapping up, what I'm saying is that our system encourages people to corrupt acts because the price of corruption is cheap. And we have rule of law and rule of lawyers. If you and I are found to be guilty of the law, they will use rule of law, and the wheels of the law will move faster like a Bugatti engine, and you and I will be convicted. Now, when a political figure commits a crime, you know what it is. Tell me the noise that we didn't hear from the NPP when they were in opposition about Wyoming. What have you heard? Nothing can happen. Nothing can happen. When the NDC was in opposition, they made similar noise. How corruptible the SWAL President Kufuor administration was. But when the NDC came to power, what did you see? Nothing. So it does not give hope to the citizenry that we're going to make headway about corruption. But in the first place, go and read your constitution. What And how does your constitution define corruption? You say misdemeanor. Misdemeanor is like me trying to send my child to go and buy me food, and he or she said that they won't go. That's misdemeanor. A corruption, an act that somebody can engage in for somebody to die. We call it a competitive misdemeanor. Let me see this one, bro. The Senate is different from special prosecutor office, bro. Please don't mess up issues. No, I'm not saying they are the same, but I'm saying that the Senate has powers like a court. The special prosecutor's office has a power like a court. So the special prosecutor has the power like a judge. Parliament, the appointment committee of Parliament has a power like a judge. You get what I'm saying? There are a lot of institutions in our country that has the power like a court. Okay? I can't mention all of them. So I'm not saying that the Senate is as equal as the special prosecutor. No, the only example that I made was that they both have the power of a court, but we have different categories of courts. We have hierarchies. We have high courts, we have the lower courts, we have appeal courts and the Supreme Court. So, Brother Afrik Asante Kwame, I hope you get me right. Okay. Let me see if I can get another message here and read and wrap up. Please, stop. Oh, Jesus Christ of Nazareth of Yakubu. Okay. So to conclude, what I'm saying is that it will be unheard of to see President Mahama sitting there for his lawyer to be sent to jail. It will not happen. It will happen in our dreams. And the day it happens, we'll clap for them. I doubt President Akufo-Addo will sit down for his lawyer or his former lawyer to be sent to jail. It won't happen. And I'm not saying that they can't do it. I'm saying it won't happen out of pain, because the examples we've seen don't say the otherwise. So I'm only saying this to challenge our politicians. I'm challenging President Mahama, former President Mahama. I'm challenging, and most importantly, our sitting president, President Nana Akufo-Addo. They should demonstrate something like that. Look at how our president pledged against Galamsey. I went to the Western region and I had an accident. So I spent about 1 month there and go and see the water bodies, the land, what Galamsey has done to it. Look, what didn't our president say about fights against Galamsey? That's how cheap lies are in our country. So all that I'm saying is that a lot of bad things are happening in governance, not because we can't do something about it, but the constitution and the politicians that have been running the constitution since the 1992 constitution inception have reduced the price of corruption, the price of political crime, the price of impunity so low, so everybody can engage in it. And I don't want to hear the cliche that, oh, whatever is going on in Ghana that we don't like, we the citizens can change it. It's a lie. The citizens only have 1% of the change. The leadership has 99% of the change. Recently, when the government made serious about no mask wearing, go to town and see. It's been adhered to. So I'm doing this video to call on the leaders of Ghana, leaders in Africa, to wake up. And they should wake up because they they are becoming president, they are becoming MPs, they are becoming ministers in a time where the means to record every crime, the means to record every good deeds is so cheap. If the people before Kwame Nkrumah and during Kwame Nkrumah's time were able to record what they did, the good and the bad, how much more the time of Akufo-Addo and Mahama? So the political leaders now, and anyone who wants to go into politics, know that if you are not careful, a time is coming that your lineage, your family, no one will allow your family to lead them. Do you know what is happening in the US right now? A guy like Christopher Columbus has been worshipped as the man who discovered America, Africa, and all of that. Now people are going to the archives. They are digging his history, what he did with slavery. And I think his statue has been pulled down from many places. Maybe the politicians of today, in the next 50 years, it wouldn't be your statue being pulled down because none of you even deserve a statue. But if you're not careful, the next generation are going to pass laws that these people, we shouldn't allow any of their descendants to lead us, either as a president, MP, assemblyman, or whatever. And when the citizens pass a law, and I know Ghana constitution will be changed one day. So those politicians in power today, they should know that they are not lucky. They are not lucky. The time they became politicians is not the best to engage in nepotism, corruption, where your constitution defines corruption as misdemeanor, and both NDC and MPP are cool with it. So the constitution is so bad, and both parties have practiced it so bad to the extent that nobody trusts anyone. When the MPP is in opposition, they never try the EC. They never trust the EC. They don't trust police. Now NDC is in opposition. The NDC don't trust the EC. They don't trust the police because we don't have independent institutions. Okay, and the system we are running is not safe. The system is not sustainable. The system is going to crash itself. I'm writing a book on that. How the system the NDC and NPP are running with the 1992 constitution is going to crumble, it's going to crash. And it's going to start, it has started. Look at what is happening in Parliament. Nothing the NDC and NPP can do to save themselves from their MPs being punished. Like they were punished in 2020. In 2024, the punishment will be more. Corruption in Ghana is everywhere, even inside our journalists. They collect money from politicians and close their mouth. This country is going down under the wicked politicians. That's true. I always watch our leader, Abraham Moshe, talking about how COVID-19 has been handled. I blame the mainstream media. I blame the mainstream media of Ghana for not asking the politicians during the election campaign time, what are the figures? When the campaign started, all the health reporters of the mainstream media stopped working. We didn't hear figures. You understand? So we have a long way to go. So thank you very much for watching this educative video. Well, I'm not the one to describe it as educative. You, the viewer, will judge that. So if you love more of such educative videos, you might want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, DJ Fuad. That is where I do the mixes there. I do political shows there. I do entertainment. I do philosophy and everything there. I know a lot of people are gaining interest in Date Rush. I did analysis on date rush last year, and this year I'm going to do more reaction on date rush. I see date rush as a social experiment more than entertainment, more than a place where people go and find girlfriends and boyfriends. I see date rush as a platform where Ghana as a country, the youth, the old alike can learn a lot of things in relationship, in human social communication, in human interaction. Okay? You see a lot of narcissist behavior on the show. You see a lot of insecure behavior on the show. So I'll start doing analysis on them. And for me, I don't do the usual entertainment stuff. Anything that I'll do on Date Rush, I want us to think, how can we crack our brain on what is going on the show? I have a lot of things to do, so therefore anything that I want to watch, if I'm not going to learn something from it that I can use to teach or use to do something for myself or the rest of the world, I don't waste my time on. So when Date Rush started, I think it took me a year and more before I watched the first episode and I realized, whoa, this is a serious social experiment. Another social experiment that a lot of the youth watch, but they only watch for the entertainment, the fun, is Big Brother. Big Brother is not just an entertainment. It is a social experiment. They are watching and they want us to see how people behave in their closet, how they behave in front of cameras and all of that. Sante Frank said, thank you, bro, for your good message. Thank you. So, yes, you can go to YouTube and search DJ Fuad and subscribe. I have a lot of thought-provoking videos there. And let's learn together. Thank you very much for being on the show. My name is Kwabena Bibini Seria. You call me DJ Fuad. I'm a blogger, I'm a broadcaster, I'm a media marketer, I'm a lover of philosophy, I'm a student of philosophy. I'm not in any university, I'm learning philosophy on my own, so that one day, when the accounting people who came out with different thoughts, my name will be mentioned. My theory is there's nothing like unconditional love. Unconditional love does not exist. That is my theory as a student of philosophy that I want to develop deeper. Yes, I started writing on it on my blog at www.djfuad.blogspot.com. You can go there and read a lot of my articles there. And hey, those of you who have been calling Rasset for the CSF t-shirts, yes, if you are outside of Ghana, go to www.csfshop.com and buy your t-shirt right there, and let's get it moving. Thank you. I'm out.